Welcome to the Lavender and Bergamot Kitchen. Today we are going to talk about one of my very favorite ways to use a lot of vegetables that I have pre-cooked, and that is a quinoa salad. This is a great use of leftover cooked vegetables, leftover cooked proteins, leftover sauces. It's one of those great dishes where you can just kind of take what's in the fridge and kind of look at it and be like, okay, what could I do with this? How could it all go together? Put it on top of some quinoa, stir it up, you've got yourself dinner. We do this at least once a week in my house, usually kind of early in the week when I batch cook a bunch of stuff, which we have another video about, which I will link up there. And for this, I don't actually like to toss together a huge salad because you could, it would last you a few nights. And if your family doesn't get tired of having the same thing a couple nights in a row, then do that. My family gets kind of bored kind of quickly. We really like to have more flexibility on what we eat every night. And so what we started doing was actually just assembling the quinoa salads in the bowl that we're going to eat it in. So then we have all the leftover vegetables and they're all stored separately. So if we want to do something different with them the next night, we can. So I have here a couple bowls of quinoa that I've cooked. I just cook it in the pressure cooker. It takes 1 minute under pressure and then you wait 10 minutes and then you release the pressure. So it's a really quick grain to cook, and it always ends up really nice and fluffy. So I've got the mushrooms here. I'm just gonna put a little scoop of mushrooms on. It's really easy building it like this to kind of overdo it, and then you've got this giant bowl of food that maybe you won't finish. So do kind of just start with a little bit. You can always come and make yourself a second bowl, right? A little bit of this eggplant. Some chard that I just sauteed really quickly. And then, if I was doing this at my house, I would probably, look in the fridge for what proteins we had left over, beans, chicken, beef. If I don't have any of that, I usually try and keep some cooked and shredded chicken in the freezer as well. So that's a great thing to pull out and add to this. Also things like canned salmon would be great to add in here if you needed a protein of some sort. Cheeses, nuts, seeds, all great options. So then once you've got all of your vegetables and your proteins in there, you're just gonna top it with your salad dressing. This is a salad dressing that I made in another video, which we'll link to. It's just a tomato, kind of like a vinaigrette. It tastes a little bit like blended up caprese salad. So think about that. If that's a flavor you think would go good with these things, which I do, then go ahead and add it in. Think about the overall flavor of the bowl that you want. In my house, we use a lot of tahini-based sauces because that's a flavor that we really, really like. And so just kind of think about what your family likes. You can either make a small batch, just enough for that night, or make a little bit of extra so that you can have it in another way later in the week. Leftovers are great. So just toss until everything is coated. And then once I've tossed it, sometimes I'll top it off with something like a little salsa. This might be a great time to add some cheese just right onto the top. Cotija is one of our favorites. It kind of is crumbly and salty, kind of like feta, but it lasts a lot longer in the fridge. And then you're ready to eat. So go ahead and just take in. That's really, really good. You can definitely taste that tomato sauce. The vegetables are all really tender. This could use some crunchy stuff like nuts or seeds, just for some textural difference. When you're making a salad like this, you really do want to think about like how's your mouth gonna experience it. So you don't want all the flavors to be, or all the textures to be the same. But it's really good, and that is a really great way to have a very, very filling, very healthy meal in the middle of the week when you don't have a lot of time to cook. So thank you for coming to the Lavender Bergamot Kitchen. Please like and subscribe for future videos.